So today we're going to have a look at the TomTom Start 20. This is the UK and Ireland edition. This is the box that it comes in. This is different from the original box. We can see it's a 4.3 inch screen, 11 centimeters. We can see some of the features is spoken street names, integrated mount, rich maps and speed cameras. Contents is the sat-nav itself, car charger and USB cable, and documentation. Latest map guarantee. This means if this unit that's been shipped is actually a few months old and there's a new map, we can download that for free from 90 days from opening this and registering it. It's also got IQ routes, which is which I find tend to be a lot more accurate than other manufacturers. All it means is that it looks at roads and sees, right, the speed limit's, let's say 60, but most people do 40, and works out the time based on that instead. So let's put it down and open it up. So this is showing the actual unit itself and the TomTom logo. It also shows something called map guidance, so we can see that we need to exit on the right here, and it's giving us an arrow so you know which lane to be in. You open it up, we get some documentation. We get the actual sat-nav itself in this little plastic carriage here, wrapped in plastic. We can see the actual integrated mount. That sounds lovely. And we can see actually this sucker here, if we twist this, it actually pulls it in. If you can just about see. Pulls it in, it then actually creates the suction. We've got a power button and our input. That also looks like a micro SD card slot there, which I don't think is on the other Start 20 that we've got. We can take this plastic out here and we get our USB cable. You can see that this actual connector that goes into the GPS is a angled connector, and see that it sticks out a bit, so it actually sits flush in the side of the TomTom itself. And we get the power adapter. It's a neat little adapter that you always end up losing. So that's just the adapter, so you plug that into your car and your USB cable plugs in there, which means we can also use this for the computer and plug it in, and it means you hopefully won't lose this if you need to plug it into the computer. So I'm just going to turn it on for the first time. You can also see something that's different is actually the TomTom logo's down the side. On our older one, it's actually across the top. The same kind of introduction screen as the original. So it's now gone for its first boot up. We can say, wants us to choose our language, we can see that that question is coming up in different languages at the top. So we're actually in the UK, so I'm going to tap English UK. Welcome to TomTom. Blah blah blah. If we accidentally choose the wrong language, we can choose language there. Press next. It's now loading our map. Set home location. Now some people say not to do this. If your sat-nav is stolen, then they can quite easily find out where you live. People recommend to just put something like favourite place and just save that to your favourites, rather than actually setting this home location. So I'm going to select my home country as United Kingdom. Home city. I'm going to put this in away from the camera and I'll be back. We've now been through a few license agreements that we just need to accept. So ready to go, that's it. You can change your home location and all other settings at any time in the settings menu. Would you like a quick tour of the new device? I don't want to, I want to know how to use this. So this is our normal page that we'd have when we've got navigation. We can see it's saying that it's waiting for GPS signal. So this shows if I've got a destination set, it will actually tell me the amount of time left and the distance left to the destination. This usually shows me details about my current speed and the actual current time, and in the middle tells me about usually the next turning or the next roundabout. If we tap anywhere in the middle, we can go to the main menu, navigate to, that's where we set our destination. We can view map, which gives us a overall view that we can then move around on. We can plan routes, we can actually have multiple destinations. If you need to go to 2 or 3 places, one after another, it can sort that out for us. We can use services, which are services that TomTom supplies. We've also got the settings menu and help. So if we go to the settings, we can use night colours. This will automatically work out when it's night by the time. And we'll actually use a different colour scheme to make it easier, so you don't have to use as much brightness, saving on battery life if you don't have it plugged in, and also so it's not too straining on the eyes if you're looking at the road compared to the actual sat nav. We've got the volume control. Turn on. Sorry about that. Right, so back to our main settings menu. We can turn off voice guidance. That's if you don't like the lady or man shouting at you. We've also got change voice. This allows you to change between the inbuilt voices. I think on this one, because it's a start series, you can't actually download and put new voices on, but some of the other TomToms that are higher up or older, you can actually load on custom voices. Some of the funny ones are like Darth Vader and quite funny Irish or pirate voices. We also have voice settings, and we can make our own menu. We've also got our favourites, our home location as we just set, route planning. This is where we say if you don't want it to lead you on to things like motorways or bridges where you have to pay or have to go on ferries, and you can select that in that menu. I've also got the car symbol, so we can change this arrow shown on there to a car or a lorry or anything you like really. Got the status bar, which is that bottom bar that I taught you through. Safety settings, that's some of these safety pop-ups that come up. Map corrections, if you let's say come off onto a new road and it's not shown on here, it will actually try and work that out, and you can upload that to TomTom. You can change the map colours. You can have a 2D or 3D setting, so that's either just looking straight down, or we can actually have the map looking at an angle so you can see the road and then other roads coming off. We can also switch the map to if we want to put on new maps, such as if I wanted to go to Europe or America. Show point of interest on map, that's just the option to show where the petrol stations are, restaurants, all of that kind of stuff. We can also manage points of interest. We can add new ones to it as well. We've got our clock, our units, so miles or meters and kilometers. Battery saving settings, the keyboard, operate left-handed, and GPS status. We've also got the brightness of the display, startup, language, advanced settings, me and my device, and we can reset if you want to set it or pass it on to someone else. And we're back to the main part now of the menu. We can see on this slider here on which page that we're on. So again, we can just tap again in the middle to bring us back to this menu. So that was our settings menu. We've got services, so we can have traffic and speed cameras. You can, I think with the higher up TomToms, you compare it to a phone to use data services. That will tell you if there's a traffic jam and will actually redirect you around. And also the speed cameras, you can again have that updated regularly. Those are usually paid subscriptions. So we've also got our plan route. We can see we've got nothing planned at the minute. It says, would you like to take us on a tour? So this is showing our departure from our last known location. That's the one that we just set. And we can go back again. So we've got our view map again. Nope, again to that. So we can see this is the overview map, and we can actually zoom in and zoom out. Sorry, I would have had to probably blank that map out. We can actually navigate to home if we're not at our home location, and that'll take us straight back. We can use points of interest, our favourites or address. We've also got point on map, so we can actually just drop a pin anywhere, and we can actually put in the latitude and longitude of a specific place. If we go back, we've also got, that's greyed out at the minute because I haven't used it yet, is recent destinations and my location as well. So if we go to points of interest, we've got points of interest near you, points of interest in city or near home. So we can say city, we can then type in the city, so we're just going to go with London. We can search by name, so if you've got a particular restaurant maybe you want to go to, you can type it in there, it'll take you there. Petrol station, this is very handy. If you're out and about and you're getting low on fuel, you can put that on and say near me, and it'll actually find you the nearest petrol station. You do also have the option, as you'll see. You do usually have, here we go, the options of the different garages, and you can see that it also says the name. If you have, for example, a fuel card that you can only use at places like, let's say, the Co-op, then you can make sure you can go through and you can find all the Co-op ones or all the Shell ones, and you can go through them, and it will quite extensively keep going with the list. As long as you go down, it will just keep looking further afield. We can do hotels, all them. And then we've got our categories, so on the next page it then goes into a list, because there are so many. So that's the main overview of the TomTom Start 20. There is the TomTom Start 25, I believe that's only just a larger screen. I think that's about £20 to £25 more than the Start 20. I think for the money, which was £80 that I paid in January 2013, this is a great little sat-nav. It does plenty. We've still got our extra services. I don't need it as a speakerphone or anything like that. I think it's excellent value for the money, and I don't know why a lot of people go for the higher up models. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. As I've said, we do have the slightly older version of the Start 20, and it's been rock solid and excellent. So we'll see how this one goes.